Milan is the high altar of the fashion world. The manufacture of top-quality clothes has made it the richest city in Italy. Thanks to the flair and business acumen of the textile industry, the economy of this city has thrived since the mid-20th century, its success touching places as remote as the Far East. Today, Milan has its very own Chinatown, a Chinese quarter right in the middle of the city which continues to expand. The Chinese here operate around 500 shops, importing cheap goods from the homeland and selling them on to other dealers. Life around the Via Sarpi has been radically changed. The narrow street is not really suitable for intense activity. Locals in the neighbourhood are outraged. The Chinese have established themselves in an area not suitable for wholesale commerce. It's too small for that. Initially it was just a few of them. Within 3 years it was 250, and now we have 500 shops in this narrow place. It's certainly the responsibility of the municipal authorities to see to this. Pier Franco Leonetto has appointed himself spokesperson for the discontented locals and set up a pressure group to deal with this. The long-time residents of the area who look back nostalgically on the past are giving him support. They feel edged out by the Chinese. The small stores where I used to shop have sold up. Even the butcher's gone. There's no one left in our quarter now.
The
Chinese keep themselves to themselves. They exclude others from their circle. They're completely self-contained. They have their own walk-in clinics, be they legal or illegal, even their own banks. Via Sarpi is divided. Shops at ground level are under Chinese ownership, but above them there are Italians living in the flats above. At the beginning of the year, the Conservative City Council of Milan decided to take action. We found ourselves faced with a situation that doesn't conform to municipal law, and what's more, the state of affairs has been escalating. Local inhabitants have demanded that the police exercise stricter controls on the retail practices of the Chinese-run businesses. So we instructed the police to ensure that the Chinese keep to the rules and regulations. Milan must not become a second Shanghai, says the deputy mayor. Since the beginning of the year, controls have been tightened and penalties imposed. Loading and unloading times had to be strictly adhered to. The use of hand carts wasn't permitted. The Chinese felt they were being harassed. Italians must not just respect the letter of the law, but also the human angle. However, it's also important that guests arriving in our country, looking forward to friendship and hospitality, observe our laws and regulations. This powder keg exploded one day in April. It was sparked off when a Chinese woman received a parking ticket. Who initiated the fighting is not yet clear, but the pent-up anger and resentment could no longer be restrained. In Europe, this was the first ever riot involving Chinese immigrants. 13 police officers and 7 Chinese ended up being treated in hospital. Even the Chinese authorities were taken aback. The Consul General warned Italy on behalf of Peking of the consequences that could follow the dispute. Italians felt provoked. It was not a threat. The Peking government merely said it would not be desirable to allow this incident to have a negative effect on good bilateral relations between the two countries. In my opinion, it was a plain statement. But when national feelings are aroused and flags flown, emotions run high. Chinese banners were succeeded by those of the right-wing Populist Party, the Northern League, which stands for hardline opposition to immigration. We should not tolerate these disturbances against the police. After all, these people must not forget they are here in our country as guests. And eventually guests do have to pack their bags.